this is Seth Rounds, and I am doing a TED Talk on animation for my Genius Hour project. Since I like art, I thought animating a short story that I wrote earlier in the year would be pretty fun. If you look at me in the top right corner, you can see that I'm holding a drawing that you can also see in the middle of the screen. Here's one, and here's another one. As you can tell, they have been transferred to the screen, but currently they are not really puppets. Though, I can change that burger right there on the screen to a scary burger by changing the opacity right here. Here is a puppet. As you can see, it is tracking my movement by this webcam that I have on the top of my monitor. If I press a key, I can do this and get a close-up of this, and then I can also get a close-up of my face, which I can tell you, these red dots on my face are tracking the movement of this character. I can move around, I can close my eyes, and then it's tracking my voice. These pictures / characters all have to do with my story. And here's another example of a character that I can move around, but this guy has some very cool features. I can move his hand or hands up, and then I can also access to tell how many fingers I want him to hold up. I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then finally 5. This layout right here is showing, I guess you could call it the bone structure, but it actually is what makes you that allows you to move his arms, the key things. And right here is layers that go into one puppet. This puppet right here. Okay, so if you open these with the arrow, it goes down and shows you a long list of things. You can keep on going. And if you would like to make a puppet, this is what you'd have to make to make one single puppet. To see all these layers in another way, you can go to Photoshop, and then you see them right down here. Then you can also go to Adobe Illustrator, and for one of my other characters, here is the layers for this character. If I press Ctrl Y, you can see that this character is made up of things called vector lines. This is a high quality image, and I can also show you something that if I go back to character animator and then go into scene mom, this guy was created in Photoshop, which is made up of rough lines and not vector lines, which is why this image right here is such low quality. As you can tell, one main or big success is I've learned to use multiple Adobe programs. Some major issues were, although I enjoy drawing, animating is a very, very slow process, as I've shown you. Not only does it take a long time to create the characters, the scenes that I'm creating take a long time. Based on my experiences so far, a 30-second video clip took about 6 minutes to just render, and to export and then import it, it will end up taking about 2 hours. When you have all of your scene done, you can export it and then import it into Adobe After Effects, which combines everything when you are done, and then you can create something like this. This is an animation that I did for science class earlier this year. As you can see, it is 6.5 minutes long, and you can only imagine how long it took. Overall, this Genius Hour project has taught me an absolute ton of things to use in the future, and maybe soon. Thank you for your time.